Waka, 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 waka. 60 million down the drain. Kai Havertz scores again. And he scores against Chelsea again. He dunks on Chelsea again. At the Emirates again. Kai Havertz comes on and delivers. And you know what? I'm taking it. Chelsea, we'll get to them. Arsenal go to Wembley, and we're buzzing, people. Arsenal through to the Carabao Cup final. Arsenal comfortably should have been through anyway. Wasn't comfortable tonight in terms of the result, but really and truly, what did Chelsea do? We're going to get to them in a minute. We'll talk about Arsenal. The team lineup was strong. It was just as I expected. Mikel Arteta took it seriously. Big up to him. He's learning. He's using his squad well. He's rotating well at the moment, and we all expected to see a similar lineup to the one that we got. And let's just be real. Arsenal did not have to win tonight. Chelsea had to come out and show us something. They had to come out and win the game. Arsenal didn't need to win the game tonight to go through. Arsenal just didn't need to lose. And Arsenal find themselves winning the game 1-0 in the last minute of the game. And what an ending it was. Kai Havertz, it's a brilliant piece of play down the left-hand side. Declan Rice was a wonderful cross, and Kai Havertz, the whole stadium rises. The whole stadium get out their seat, they hold their breath, and he puts us into the final. He holds his nerve. It's a brilliant finish. He goes round the keeper with ease and sorts it home, and the celebrations are there. He's grabbing hold of the shirt and he's grabbing hold of the badge. And Arsenal got themselves through into the Carabao Cup final, a final that I believe we need to win. I believe that we should win. We're in a position right now where Arsenal should be going on to win this Carabao Cup. They should be going on to win the Premier League. That's 2 trophies. We'll roll the dice later with the Champions League and FA Cup. It's too early. But right now, Arsenal are looking good for both these competitions. And we are finally in a final. Mikel Arteta's first final since the final we won at Wembley back in COVID 2020, when nobody was at the stadium. It's going to potentially be the first time that I can get to Wembley for a final since 2017 against Chelsea. It's been too long. It looks like it could be Man City. Maybe it's Newcastle if they pull off an upset. But right now, I don't care. We are in the final. And you know what? Let's go through how we got there. Kepa in goal. Not for me. I want David Raya in goal in the final. He's shaky at times. I don't like the fact he kicked it out straight to them. I don't like the fact he put us under pressure at times. But it was a good save that he made. Timber. I have guys like Don telling me to compare Timber to Gusto, leave Reece James in a bracket of his own. No. Jurriën Timber is levels on some of the other right backs that we've got in this Premier League at the moment. And I think right now he's probably been one of Arsenal's players of the season. In the last 12 to 18 months, I've not seen a right back as good as him. And I think people are already having conversations at the moment about Lee Dixon and Lauren as the best ever right backs at Arsenal. Well, I think in a few years' time, Jurriën Timber might even take over him. I think he's that good. He needs silverware to compete with those 2 names. But I tell you what, if we get it, right up there for me. He has been sensational and was great again today. Saliba, I'm going to be honest with you. Shaky first half, I thought. Confident second half. Grew into the game. Excellent. Majority of our back line was. Saliba was really good in the second half. But I thought it was a bit sloppy, if I'm honest with you, in the first. Gabriel, what a monster he is, man. He loves defending. Name me a defender right now in this day and age in modern day football that loves defending as much as Gabriel. I don't think there's one that comes close that's as young as him. You've got to go to the Van Dijks of this world and the Rudigers of this world to believe that there's a defender who loves it as much as he does. He is an absolute monster. Colossus loves a defender, a bit of defending, loves a header of the ball, loves to smash it when needed, loves to get stuck in. I absolutely love everything about Gabriel. I absolutely love everything about him. Then I come on to my player of the match, Piero Hincapié. Hincapié, for me, player of the match. He was an unbelievable threat in terms of his aggression, in terms of his ability on the ball, in terms of his comfortableness on the ball, his calmness, his composure. Something I've not really give those kind of similarities for in terms of those attributes. He can be seen as quite an aggressive, rash defender at times. But I tell you what, he was absolutely brilliant today and was my player of the match. I thought he was exceptional, and he was always going to have a tough ask, whoever played down that right-hand side. I did not expect it to be Liam Delap. We'll come on to that. But when it was Palmer or Esteval that was ever going to come near him, I always thought that he was going to get the better of him. And I thought as soon as anyone went near him, he ate them up. He was phenomenal today. And you know what? The signing's gone under the radar. He's been a great bit of business, and it's definitely a player that I believe now we're going to be looking at in the next future as a real good signing, because he's come in and played a lot of football when they need him to. It's fair play to him. I thought he was exceptional today. Zubimendi had a really solid game. I thought he was comfortable on the ball. I thought he won his duels well. I thought he threaded the passes through. I thought he saw how to link up best with the players in front of him, which at times didn't really look like it was going to work. But from that point onwards, Zubimendi had done his job and he got the ball to them. I thought he was good. Declan Rice had a couple of wayward passes and a couple of sloppy ones, if I'm honest with you, tonight. But in the second half, I thought he grew. And do you know what I love about him? That engine. He does not stop running. And we saw that right at the end with the movement that creates the goal. And that is all Declan Rice. Nkapie, bit of play to him. He gets the ball, he crosses it, and then Havertz is there and he slots it home. Declan Rice, I think someone told me he got player of the match. I don't know if he did. I've not checked. I've literally just walked in the door. But he was good enough tonight for me. Eberechi Chiesa, glimpses, not so much. Glimpses, not so much. What I will say about Eze is he covers a lot of ground and he actually does keep the ball moving. I think he does a lot more moving forward than people give him credit for. However, don't think he was outstanding tonight. Thought there was a lot of the time in the first half, particularly where I thought, I want to see more from Eze. I need him to step up. A couple of bad touches, a couple of bad passes, a chance he should have perhaps done better with his link-up play of Martinelli in the first half. I think he should have done better with that, if I'm honest. But I'll be honest with you, I don't think Eze ever looks like he's not giving out his all. He does look casual on the ball, but I don't think that's him being lazy. I think people might mistake that for being lazy. I don't think he's a lazy player. I think he does work hard, and I think he does cover a lot of ground, and he did that tonight. Noni Madueke, I loved the fact that he went in hard on Cucurella. I thought that was brilliant, sticking a foot in on him. He's horrible. Cucurella just doesn't have the quality, so he just kicks players, basically. That's what it is. And that's what he's done with Saka, and that's what he did tonight with Noni. Noni didn't really do much. He needed to come off, if I'm honest, but he did that, and that was enough for me. He did try and cook a couple of times. He did get past Cucurella a couple of times. He did get past Joel Harto a couple of times. But if I'm honest, it weren't a great performance from Noni Madueke. Martinelli, however, I thought was a threat going forward. I've got to be real. I thought he was really good going forward. Martinelli, he was probably the only one that caused a huge threat that Chelsea would be worried about. Gyökeres tonight, I felt he held the ball up very well. Thought he put himself about. Thought he bullied. But again, need to see more from him in front of goal. Don't think that we saw enough. Not sure we created much for him tonight, though. So again, have to be fair. Trossard and Havertz were the subs used tonight. Trossard come on and actually really did well. He kept the ball well. He kept it ticking, and we looked like we were more of a threat down that left-hand side than we were on the right-hand side. Martinelli did switch over to the right, which I thought was the right thing to do. And then Havertz come on, and Havertz does what Havertz does against Chelsea, and that is score goals at the Emirates. We saw it against them the other season when we dunked on them with 5-0, and now we've seen it again. Brilliant celebration. Great to see him and Noni Madueke having a bit of a smile, thinking, yeah, we've left this dump at Chelsea, building Lego blocks with Liam Rossignol whilst they're playing Liam Delap on the wing, whilst we are in the final of the Carabao Cup, top of the Premier League, top of the Champions League, and still in the FA Cup. Wow. What an unbelievable night. A brilliant ending, and one that you'll probably say would be quite nerve-wracking, but really and truly, what did Chelsea actually do? Did Kepa do much other than make one save, I think he made? Like, come on, it weren't really a threat, was it? And I understand that it could ricochet and go off and it could hit someone's backside and go in, and then all of a sudden it's potentially penalties. But I'll be real with you. I don't think Chelsea were a massive threat tonight. I was disappointed with them. I don't think they came and played. They came not to try and lose, and they got to 60 minutes. And even Rossignol said, yeah, we didn't want to come out and play because you probably lose. I mean, that is quite pathetic, really. It's quite embarrassing as far as I'm concerned. Cole Palmer is just 4 days away from being without an open play goal in 1 year. Where's Cole Palmer gone? Esteval come on, comes off a flight to Brazil. Apparently he's not fit enough. That's the excuse for him. The excuse for Cole Palmer is he's still injured. Enzo Fernandez playing at Twickenham. Every single shot miles over the bar. Shocking from him. Caicedo slipping all over the place. Not good enough in my opinion. I thought Santos was probably their best midfielder tonight. That's not good. And Liam Delap on the right-hand side, right wing. What were they thinking? I mean, you can understand what Liam Rossignol was trying to do. He's trying to pull away. our defenders so that he'd have some space over that right-hand side. But it just wasn't working, in my opinion. The corners were a very interesting thing. I haven't seen that since the European game we played in the Champions League. Was it Club Brugge or someone else? Can't remember. Where they actually allow two strikers to drop off so that two of our players have to drop off for them. That was quite clever. It didn't work, but that was quite clever. I say it didn't work. Maybe it did work. It didn't score from a corner, but they did try something different. So big up to Liam Rossignol for that. But really and truly, let's just be honest. Malo Gusto, no. Kukurea, not tonight. Harto, Chalobah, not tonight. Fofana, not tonight. Midfield, I didn't feel was great. I thought Rice and Zubimendi outsmarted what they had in midfield. Neither side played amazing. Arsenal didn't have to turn up tonight. And you know what, Chelsea? I just felt like Chelsea might have actually come and give it a little bit more. There weren't much they did. And João Pedro, he scores goals, but I'm not quite sure if he's an out-and-out striker. Liam Delap, he's been a poor signing so far. It doesn't matter who they have on the wing, whether it's Garnacho or Gittins or Pedro Neto. None of them are really good enough at Chelsea. And I look at what Chelsea fans are now saying is, we got to do something in the summer. Well, I did try to tell you lot about what Chelsea were, and all you Chelsea fans didn't want to listen. You did not want to listen. You wanted to say that Arsenal are just bitter. They hate the fact we've won the Carabao Cup and world champions. They hate the fact that we won the Club World Cup, and obviously Maresca's won more than Arteta. Well, where's Maresca now, and where are Chelsea now? They're out of the Carabao Cup. They're struggling to get top four, and they're still another £2 billion down now in total. They are a shambles. They have 4 players out of about 30 that I think are half decent, and one kid in Esteval that I think is going to be a star one day, but he ain't going to be surrounded by these guys. Cole Palmer, albeit not good at the moment. Yes, of course, he's quality. So is Reece James, so is Kukurea, and so is Caicedo. But after that, you've got Lavia and Fofana that are respectable, but they're always injured. So when they're fit, they're good, but they're never fit. Then you've got Esteval, who's a young kid who's hardly done anything yet, but he looks like a talent and he does have glimpses. Other than that, it's a mess. Pedro Neto, Garnacho, Gittins, Delap, Pedro, Enzo, 105 million, hot and cold. At the back, they've got a shambles in Badiashile, in Tosin, in even Colwell, Chalobah. Sorry, don't rate any of them. Like, not even good squad players, some of them. Absolute shambles. And Sanchez in goal and Jorgensen as backup. And it's just like, do you know what? Chelsea fans might be crying, saying they ain't far off Arsenal. Do you know where Arsenal? Do you know where Chelsea are and where Arsenal are? Let's just say how it is, right? Arsenal have got a better manager. Arsenal have got a better goalkeeper. Arsenal have got a better defence. Arsenal have got a better midfield. And right now, I think Arsenal probably got a better attack. On top of that, they've got a better 11 and they've also got a better squad. Chelsea, seriously, I don't know how many of their players would get into our 11 and how many of their players would get into our squad. So they got dunked on tonight and it was quite light work. It weren't even hard. Arsenal didn't even need to turn up. Arsenal rocked up, passed the ball around a bit, and then waited for them to bomb forward right at the end. And we got them on the break and we won them 1-0. It was so simple. It was just like, they're rubbish. I'm sorry, they're rubbish. I don't even know if they're going to get top 4 ahead of Villa, Liverpool and United. I don't actually know if they are. Sorry, top 5 it is now, and ahead of Liverpool, Villa, United, and then obviously Arsenal and City in the league. I don't know if they're that good. I just don't know if they're good enough. So that's where I'm at. Arsenal, Kai Havertz scores again. We're in the Carabao Cup final. We're going to get City or Newcastle. We've got Sunderland at the weekend, which is huge. There's an opportunity for us to go even further ahead of Manchester City if they are to drop points at Anfield, which a lot of people think they are. Even if they drop points and it's a draw, we could go 8 points clear. Of course, if it's a win, wow, it could be 9. I'll be honest with you. I don't care. I just want us to do our job against Sunderland. And we just see where we are. We're in that final now. We don't have to worry about that until March. Concentrate on the Premier League and the FA Cup until we get to there. And then we look at who we get in the Champions League and we go from there. That is why we need to go all out in all 4 competitions using this squad as best we can rotation-wise. And do you know what? Big up to Mikel Arteta. Because right now, I hope in May, all the fans are saying, bow down to you, sir. That's what I hope. Do me a favor, hit like, hit subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Come on, you Gunners. We're on our way to Wembley.